Hi everyone, it's Andy from Hobby Headquarters. Well, we just got back from the IPMS Nationals in Phoenix, and as many of you know, it's right in my backyard. It's only about 25 minutes away. And I got to go down there on Saturday, and wow, what an incredible time I had. Got to meet so many of you guys from around the country and around the world, plus all the people that were able to get into my store, do a little meet and greet there. It was just wonderful to meet so many of you guys. Now, I've already done a quick little video, kind of an overlay of all the models and a little brief show of the actual show. And now what I thought I'd do today is show you a bunch of cool new products that we are really happy to show you. We've got a bunch of test shots and some new products from Tamiya, from Amusing Hobby, HK Model. We've got some new paint to show off from Mission Models, as well as from Splash Paints, and also have a brand new kit that'll be coming out. We've got some test shots on that too from Kinetic Model. So some great stuff. This is all stuff that it's in the pipeline. We're coming out very soon, but very excited to show you guys. So let's get started. Okay, the very first kit we're going to look at now is the new Kinetic Models M346 Trainer in 40A scale. And this one actually represents the very first in the line of their new series, Kinetic Gold. And Kinetic Gold is basically what they've done is they've taken the molds and they've been listening to us and cut down dramatically on the parts and not made it super difficult for someone to put one of these models together. And the very first thing we're going to show you is the fuselage. And this is basically two parts that make up the majority of the fuselage. Now, this is a test shot that they were able to get to us, and it's been painted with just like a metallic paint to make some of the detail pop off. But as you can see here, there's basically two parts that make up the main part of the fuselage, and it basically snaps together. Now, it is still a glue kit, but you can see the detail that they're getting out of just two parts. In past, sometimes you'd get a really difficult looking mold like this, and it would take sometimes 5 or 6, 7 parts, and the more parts that you cut up into, the harder it is to get everything to fit properly. So this is really going to help the modeler who wants to spend a weekend building something and get to painting, which is near and dear to my heart. And so what we'll do is just quickly look at some of the sprues that are how they're made up. And there's actually a grand total of 3 that we have in here. Now, I don't have any decals, instructions, or anything like that, because like I was telling you, this is strictly just a test shot on this piece. But you can see we have all the wings and some of the intakes there. And here are some of the smaller parts, like the wheels, the cockpit. And finally, we have some of the other parts for the bottom, like the rails on the bottom and some of the drop tanks, things like that. So it looks to be a very nice kit, and we will be getting actually all kinds of new product from them in the future, so we'll be able to show you all the cool new things that come out from Kinetic. Okay, and now the massive kit I get to share with you guys. This is these are just test shots of the fuselage and cockpit for the new 32nd scale HK model or Hong Kong model Lancaster bomber. And as you can see, it is absolutely massive. Now, the fuselage is going to come in clear and in solid, so we have both sides of both pieces. So I'm assuming that you're going to get to be able to build it up both ways. Let's kind of put these together. So we got both sides, so you can see how it is. And a huge piece. It's about 3 feet long for the fuselage. And here we have the mock-up of the cockpit with the radio operator and the pilot seat. All kinds of really cool stuff inside here. Now remember, these are just the very early test shots that they're going through. In fact, I was told that they are going to refine the panel lines a little bit more on the fuselage. They're going to be a little bit deeper. So it was kind of like we're just kind of putting everything together, seeing how it comes out right here. But just the way it looks right now, looks like to be a very beautiful piece. And we did get... Let me kind of move all this stuff off the way. I didn't get any of the wings or any of the other pieces like that, but we did get a few of the other sprues. And like here we have the canopy and all the bubbles, things like that. And they're absolutely beautiful. And I guess I take that back. I guess we did get a little bit of some of the bombs underneath here. But really looking forward to this kit. Now, from what I understand, the actual model will be out in a few months. The retail is looking like it's going to be about $330 in the United States, from what I've been told so far. So very anxious to get a hold of some of those. And in fact, HK Model is reissuing the B17G and F. In fact, I actually have them coming in into my store in a day or two. So very happy to see all that stuff come out. But this is going to be a beaut, and especially in 32nd scale, to go along with any of your Spitfires or Hurricanes or any other British airplanes you have. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the new 35th scale amusing hobby kit, the Type 5 Ho Rai number 1 from Amusing. And this is kind of an unusual subject because you don't see this very often. This is a Japanese World War II super heavy tank. It was going to have a 105 millimeter gun, monster casemate on the back, super well protected. Now, they never actually made a prototype of this. All they were able to find is at the end of the war, they did find a wooden mock-up of this this particular vehicle. So it was something they were at least thinking about building. But Amusing has brought it to life here in 35th scale. Okay, let's take a look inside. And to start off with, I just want to tell you guys, this is not a prototype copy. This is actually the way the model kit is going to come out to the consumer. And as you can see, like I was telling you earlier, this is a massive vehicle. Huge casemate, really long superstructure underneath here, a chassis, and some really nice detail on the louvers as well as all the bolt detail. And actually, hopefully we can show you on there, there actually is a texture to the steel even inside here that it's kind of interesting as well. Hopefully you can see it. It's definitely noticeable in person, and hopefully the camera can pick it up. And then we've got some other features inside here. First of all, we have slide molded for the barrels. So they're multi-piece barrel but split along the way. So you just have a really thin little parting seam that you have to take off. So that's very simple. And you can see they've used slide molding a couple times inside here. And the best part of all is this kit is not crazy on the parts. So we've got some nice detailed parts to it. Sides here. You know, there's the wheels, suspension, lots of wheels and suspension on this. So what I'll do right now, oh, and plus I'll show you inside here too. There are some metal springs for the suspension arms, as well as some photo etch for the grills, and a few little decals, you know, what if decals, and of course some metal tow cable as well. What I'll do now is there's only a couple of sprues inside here, so I'm going to take some detailed shots for you guys that if you want to pause the camera, you can take a look at the inside parts. Now, this kit is actually just hitting the United States right now. In fact, my order of these kits will be in just a few days into the store here, so I'd expect to see them popping up all over the United States and the world for that matter. And the retail on this kit is about $55. One other thing I want to talk to you guys about too, almost forgot, is the tracks in this kit. They are individual tracks. And you can see there's 2 on each one of the sprues, so you do have to cut them off the sprue. It won't be that difficult, just a little bit extra time to cut them all and clean them up. But then you can get a nice little sag pattern if this vehicle did have sag on. I'm not really quite sure. The picture on the side doesn't show it, but you could probably imagine a little bit of sag going on in those tracks. I thought I would talk about real fast Mission Model Paints. They are a premium paint company, all acrylic paints, and they have a huge line of military colors right now, whether it be armor, aircraft. But at the model show, I was able to talk to John and get to see all of the new model car colors that they have coming out. They have about 30 colors coming out. They'll be out in about 3 to 4 weeks. And we will have some samples very soon, and we will put them on some car kits and show you how cool they are. But I wanted to at least make you guys aware of Mission Models. It's a great paint company. I carry the complete rack here in my store, and it's just some wonderful paint. And I'll put the website down below if you want to hear hear out a little bit more about that company. Now, new from Tamiya is the German Luftwaffe Crew Winter with Kettenkrad. And this is actually a mixture of a couple things. First of all, it's Tamiya's Kettenkrad that they've had out for a while in 40A scale to go with the Crew. But now they've also teamed up with ICM, and they've taken a few other figures and stuff to make a nice little diorama piece. So you've got a guy that's painting the back of an airplane, another guy carrying a bomb on there, plus some pilots that are all in warm winter clothing, as well as a guard shack, things like that. So that'll be coming out from Tamiya in the next couple of weeks. And then finally, I want to show you a new thing that we just got in from Tamiya. This is their new SprayWorks Air Compressor Advance. And right off the top, you look at the box and you go, wow, that's a tiny little box for an air compressor. Wait till we open it up and show you inside. This right here is the entire compressor. And it's got some very unique features on it. First of all, it's got an airbrush holder built into the side here. But not only is it an airbrush holder, it's also the on and off switch beyond this one right here. This is the main power switch. But from what I understand, when you put your airbrush inside here, turns off the compressor. When you pull it out, turns the compressor on, so it's always ready to go. It's got a gauge up on top here to adjust the pressure. Now, there is no pressure valve on here. In fact, I'm trying to find one that I can get to fit on here to give you guys a general idea, but I'm guesstimating that the pressure is going to be about 15 to 20 pounds, because that's normal airbrushing for model building. And it also comes with a clear hose. It has the Iwata fittings on it, which are the type that Tamiya uses for their compressors. I mean, for their airbrushes, excuse me. And then, of course, this part just will plug into here. And what I'll do is I'm going to actually go ahead and plug this into the wall and let you guys hear how whisper quiet this thing is. And this will actually have a couple purposes, too, that because it's so small, it actually will be a decent little travel size one. And inside of it, we have your AC plug, but they also have a whole bunch of adapters inside for multiple countries around the world. So you'll basically be able to use this compressor as a little portable one anywhere in the world you go with it. So it's all ready to go. So I'm going to plug that in right now and let you hear how quiet it is. Okay, I've gone ahead and set the compressor up. We've attached our Tamiya Black Edition airbrush using the same fitting that's already ready to go with the hose. Now, I've turned the actual unit on. You can see the little red light up in the front there, hopefully, and that tells you that you have power to the unit. Now, what we're going to do is we've got this in the holder on the side, and you see when we take it out of there, it turns the compressor on, and you can hopefully hear or not hear how quiet the actual unit is. I've got this camera now probably about 18 inches away from the actual unit, so you could hear really well how loud it is, and it is really, really quiet. And now I know this is not showing you much, but I can feel the amount of pressure that's coming out of the airbrush, and it actually is a decent amount. And you of course have the adjustability, but it's definitely good enough to do any airbrushing for modeling. And then when you're done, pop that back inside there and the unit goes off again. So unfortunately, I don't have a price yet on this unit. It's due to come out in early September here in the United States. And hopefully we'll have a price very, very soon on it. But it's a great little portable unit, whether you have a small little workspace or you're just taking it anywhere in the world. I know a lot of modelers, when they're doing business trips or anything like that, they'll take a little something with you. This would be a perfect piece to put into your suitcase. It's got a worldwide plug, and it'd be just great to take on the road with you. And quickly, I also got some samples that we will actually be doing in another video pretty soon from a company called Splash Paints. They make some really brilliant colors, all lacquer-based paints for cars and motorcycles, as well as they have a urethane clear coat. And I'll put their website down below there if you want to check them out. And like I said, look forward in the near future for us to do a video using some of those paints on some plastic. Well, there you go. There's a quick rundown of some of the cool new products that we're able to see at the IPMS Nationals. Plus, I was able to make many contacts with lots of manufacturers out there that have all agreed to start supplying us with all the new kits to show you guys some of the greatest things out there, including Edward, Special Hobby, CMK. Lots and lots of new product will be arriving soon, so we will be able to show you guys first all the new stuff that's coming out throughout the world. So, hey, I want to thank you guys as always for watching, and please stay tuned because we have many more videos coming.